Hello everyone, I'm Joshna Mura. Welcome to Heart Legends interviews. Today we are going to interview Professor John Dole from NC State University. Hello, John.
Hello,
So,
great to be here.
uh, Thank you for participating in ASHS Heart Legend interviews. Can you please share your horticulture specialization? What are the primary position you held with us?
From the very beginning, floriculture,
Mhm.
worked a lot with cut flowers, poinsettias, um, post-harvest handling of unrooted cuttings, in particular bedding plants, just a whole variety of different crops and cropping systems. In terms of positions, I started as an assistant professor after graduate school with Oklahoma State University. Then moved over to North Carolina State University, where I was a professor there. Took care of the graduate program for a while, then department head, then associate dean for academic programs, and then interim dean most recently.
Thank you for sharing your professional experience. And what has horticulture meant to your life and career? Can you please share that?
It's woven through my entire life. I grew up in West Michigan, which is a very horticulturally rich area. Um, as a kid, I helped the neighbor who had a farm stand plant gladiolus, corms. He'd dig a trench and then he'd put the corms in the trench and I would write them up and then he'd come over and cover them up. So even from a very beginning, I started with horticulture. Then as I got older, I picked strawberries for money, picked raspberries for money, picked apples.
Mm.
Um, Grew dried flowers and sold them to the local florists. So, and then I went on to college. Um, and then, yeah, it's just been all the way through my life has been involved with horticulture, and
Mhm.
even in my hobbies include, growing fruits, vegetables, and plants at home.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And what do you consider to be the most rewarding part of your career in horticulture?
Oh gosh, yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, it's been great. I would think I would say the people, first of all,
Mm.
in terms of the undergraduates that I served as an advisor for, graduate students that I've worked with, being able to help them get a start and knowing that I played a small role in helping them be successful and then going on and just watching them do great things. So many of them have done so well in
Mm.
so many different ways and have had such an impact. It's really been most enjoyable. I would say also uh, the research, the impact of that, how it's helped businesses, how it's helped people. Again, like I mentioned, people.
Mm.
The other day, I was at a banquet and there was a cut flower arrangement in the middle of the table, and I was looking at it, and many of the flowers we had worked with, and many of the species we had worked with, it was sort of like a photo album because with each one of them, I remembered the project we did with it, the students who did the project with it, the companies who then grew the flowers and succeeded with them, and everything from like campanula, where we did the production and the post-harvest work, to dahlias, where we've done a lot of again production and post-harvest work, and just it was like a photo album there with all the different species in the arrangement, and I could think about the students that were involved with each project, the companies that were involved, and then the research that we produced. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And John, can you share like how long have you been a member of ASHS and how has the society influenced your career?
I started as a member in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
My major professor, Dr. Harold Wilkins at the University of Minnesota, was really keen on participating in ASHS, participating in meetings and societies. And so he had me sign up as a graduate student when I started graduate school. So it's been close to 40 years that I've been a
Wow, great.
member. Again, like horticulture has been woven through my life. ASHS has been woven through my career. My among my first major presentations were at horticulture meetings,
Mm.
the publications. It really, I think, again, comes down to people. The interactions with people. the ideas I've gotten from them, the energy and the enthusiasm I've gotten from my colleagues, across the country, when we get together, either at meetings or, through other various events, the publications, the exchanging of the ideas, being able to get things published, the excitement of getting things published, the excitement of getting my first publication, which was in the Journal of ASHS. And then just, watching that throughout the years. And then I've also had the opportunity to serve on the board, and man, just really a lot of fun getting to know everybody. I've gained as much as anything in terms of the ideas, the energy, and the enthusiasm that I've gotten from others through ASHS.
Yeah, that's a great experience with ASHS. Thank you for sharing that. So, and what advice can you offer to students and young professionals in the horticulture?
Yeah, nowadays there's a lot of opportunities, and in fact, so many can be a bit overwhelming to students. But I would say for students, just take advantage of as many of those opportunities as they can. If they, of course, can come to a meeting of ASHS, participate in the undergraduate events and that sort of thing, but also at the university or at the college, community college, or wherever they're at, even high school, take advantage of those opportunities. At the university level, internships, research experiences, teaching experiences, extension experiences. Some universities offer extension experiences, which is great. Just take, you'll never know what you're going to learn that you're going to use later, and you never know what connection you're going to make that's really going to change your life. There's been a number of folks throughout my career that have really changed my direction and had a big impact on me. And you just never know when you're going to meet one of those folks in one of these experiences.
Oh, thank you for sharing that and great suggestions. And what excites you most about the future of the horticulture industry and profession?
I think the future is very bright. Horticulture, like I mentioned, it's woven through my life, it's woven through my career, but it's woven through everybody's life. And it's not just the food we eat. Every day we sit down, we depend on horticulture crops for the sustenance that keeps us going. But it's also, the ornamental plants that provide that punctuate the important times in our lives. Birthdays, weddings, funerals, in terms of flowers. It's the ornamentals that we use for our landscapes, and all the ecosystem services the ornamentals provide. So it's every part of our life, and that's the part if I could reach out to everybody and try to open their eyes to see what horticulture does for them and how it impacts their life. Yeah, it would be, I'm not sure how to do that, get everybody across the world to realize just how important horticulture is in their lives, but yeah, it'd be fun to try.
Thank you for sharing your insights, and thank you, John, for your time in participating in ASHS HortLegend interviews and sharing your experience, your insights, and great advice to students and young professionals.
Well, thank you very much. I've
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Appreciate being asked.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.